All right. Hi. Good afternoon. My name is Samuel. Welcome again to Business and Laundry. Um, we just want to address some certain things that people have been asking in the group. Lots of you have been asking, how do we scale from zero outlets to having 11 outlets? So I just felt I should share some of our stories of how we got it done from zero outlets to 11. Yes, with about 30 something staffs. Okay. So first thing first is you must have a vision of what you want to achieve in life. If take for example you're playing football and there are no goalposts. That's what's happening to a lot of people. They just start a project without a direction. We must have a direction and goal in whatever we're doing. Okay, so there's almost be a destination of anything. So imagine a boat that is sailing. Let's say you're trying to sail from Lagos to Port Harcourt, and you just got into the boat, and the boat is just floating. It won't take you anywhere. That is what happens to a lot of people. I want to be a baker. I want to start a fashion business. I want to be a furniture maker. I want to do whatever I think you want to do. There must be a vision and a roadmap. Don't worry if you're not achieving those things that you desire to achieve. You must have a roadmap. Okay? They said the guy with roadmap is already 50% winning the race of that journey that they want to do. So how did we do it? When we started, it was our vision to be global, to be big, which we are still, by the way, we're far away from. But we asked ourselves, what can we start? What resources do we have right now to get started? So like most of you that are seeing that it seems like we have equipment, we have they didn't start today. But the vision and in the picture we've already had in our head, already projected those things that this is where we're going. In fact, let me tell you something. We visioned ourselves in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, in Ghana, to now tell you, but we're not there. But doesn't mean we're not dreaming about it. We tried Abuja, by the way. We were not successful in Abuja. And we made a few errors. But does that mean that we won't try it again next time? We're still going to try. Just that we're going to readjust how we did it. So, um, you cannot achieve anything big when you do not have dream big about it or have a vision. You must have a vision. It's vision that drives any great company, any great country, any great family. And talking about families, like when a father or mother registers a child in the nursery school, the vision is not the nursery school. Actually, your vision is like secondary, university, master, something further. But they started with the nursery. That's the first step. Just like what we're telling most people to do. So you must have that vision. Now, when you set that vision, it's that vision that drives the goal. So when we started Laundry Direct, we had a vision of being like what Jumia is right now. Jumia, if you look at the name, Laundry Direct. We wanted laundry whereby people call on the phone, they use app, people throw it in. But along the line, we found out we're having the same challenge that they have in Nigeria. And what are some of the challenges we're having? For those of you that do pick up, we wanted it to be strictly a pickup company, no outlets, zero operational cost and all that. But we found out that when you deliver clothes to some people, they'll ask you to leave the clothes, don't worry, go, I'll pay more, I'll pay. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, months, you don't get the payment. So it was a big struggle. We wanted to be like the Jumia, Konga, or the online platform for laundry business. And I'm not going to say it failed or we pivoted. And that's another secret in business. When what you're doing is not working, you can pivot. I know people that pivoted from laundry to cleaning companies. Some cleaning companies have been fast into a laundry company. So that was part of that. So, but the main thing is this: start small, but have a very big vision. You must have a very, very big vision for that thing you're trying to do. So, on the roadmap of how we scaled to from zero outlets, we started with the pickup. We're dropping clothes in people's houses, picking up from their houses. But we just found out that we had a ceiling. We couldn't have enough bikes, we couldn't have enough cars, and people were struggling to be up to date with their payments. In those days that we started, apps weren't fully out then. So we now said, okay, let's go do our first outlet. And when we did the first outlet, I can still remember I was inside a supermarket somewhere in Lekki, and we didn't have challenge with payments, so we take it to where we're cleaning the fabrics, and when we finish the drivers, which was myself, I was the one doing it then, I'll take it to the outlets, and the customers will come pick up the clothes. And we found out that it was easier for us to collect our money for services rendered. Because one thing I gotta say, for those of you, if you have tried pick up on home delivery, one of the biggest challenges, drop the clothes. When I get home, I'll pay, or give it to my security guard, or leave it at home. So we're having challenge in collection of our money. So we set up the first outlet, and then the shop rent then, which seemed like a huge money then for us, was about, I think, 45,000 a month. That was huge. We couldn't come up with the money. It was huge, huge about 15 years ago. So we could not even pay for it. And so what we did, we begged the guy if we could pay him monthly, which was 45,000. I think the rent was supposed to be about 500 and something thousand a year. So we started doing that. It was working because we had a vision to set up multiple outlets. So what we did was we took a percentage of every income that came in and said this is for sowing of seeds, which another thing I have to talk about. If you're a baker, you sell clothes, you sell shoes, you're in constructions, please set up a percentage of the business no matter what. Whether you're sick, whether you're in hospital, whether you're owing the landlord, there's a percentage that must go back to the company, to the business. I recommend about 25 to 35% of your income must go back to the business, because that's the chicken that lays the, is it goose or that lays the golden egg. You must feed it, nurture it, and that is how you keep growing. So we're taking about 25 to 30%, irrespective of, sometimes we don't even have money to feed, but we must sow into that 35% for growth. So we did that, and we found out about 7 months later, we've saved that money to set up a second outlet. We continued the template, and we did to the next one and to the next one. But there was a problem along the line. We started mumbling everything together, using to pay salary to do that. When we stopped doing it by that percentage, so basically, you must stick to that percentage. What do I mean? 100% comes in, 35%, no matter what. So there was time we started putting all the money in a particular account and say, okay, we'll pay salary from this, we'll get consumable from this, we'll just think about the running expense. No, your money for scaling has to be totally different in an account, an interest reading account that you must not touch. So let's assume your shop rent here is 500,000 and you're trying to open in another location and it's 500,000. So what you're going to do, you make a list of places you like to have your outlets. Don't be, you should be proactive. Don't be spontaneous in getting out. You research the place. Do these people need my services? If they need it, that's even one of it. Can they afford it? For example, everybody needs a dry cleaner, but not everybody can afford it. That's the point I was making to some of you the other time. It's not like I was insulting some areas. If you live in an area and you provide a certain kind of service, and you look around you, it seems like those people cannot patronize that business. Fine. You can live here and be creating manufacturing, or if it's furniture, you're making it there. You must find a way to get that service into the hands of those that can afford that service. That's the first rule. Don't assume that because I'm doing it, everybody must eat. And you take a restaurant and put in a place where people's budget to survive on that expense cannot afford it. Don't put the business there. It's a total waste of time, resources, and money. So what you're going to do is that you look for people that can afford that service you're offering. One, are willing to pay for that service. It's different thing to be able to afford and not willing to pay. And how do you know that? You find out that the income bracket of those people and certain lifestyles that they have. Due to what I said about a certain area in Lagos, I don't want to be mentioning that anymore. And I don't want to call an area. So if you're offering a service, for example, you're offering a cleaning service to clean people's homes, and you think I'll clean a house for 100,000. There are places you're not going to put that. You don't bother pasting your flyers in that area. But you say I'll clean any amount I'm offered. So that means if you're offered 5,000 naira, you take. Then you can put it anywhere. But in the principle of scaling, there's no way you can scale if you put it in a place that you cannot grow. If you charge 5,000 naira to clean a house, you can't achieve what you're trying to do. So basically, what we were trying to do was we meticulously seeked out areas that we wanted. So we picked about 5 areas that we felt they needed our services. One, there were no dry cleaners there. Two, we felt if we put it there, they will afford it. Three, there was a massive traffic of residents and upward mobile people there. So when we've secured that area, we've noticed all the area, we've not rented. We went out to find out what the cost of rent are in those areas. So we found out maybe 700,000, this and that. Now, fine. Then the percentage, we now said, okay, to arrive at 700,000, how much 70,000 can we save? We know that 70,000, maybe 10 70,000. Let's assume, and we cannot get 10 70,000. We can say, okay, 20 35,000. If we can get that, that's okay. Let's start putting 35,000 naira every month. If you do that for 20 months, that gives you an outlet. So that's a method we're using and we're scaling. And you must religiously be following this template. Now, along this journey, we've had about 3 or 4 places that didn't work out because we did the wrong estimate. So, but the thing is that don't be afraid. It's better you learn than not trying. Okay? You didn't fail. You learned that there are some certain areas you shouldn't go. In the course of our scaling, we were aggressively scaling, and because this method seemed like it was working, and we got burnt in about 2 or 3 places that were not, it just wouldn't fly. No matter how we try to water the place, do promo, discount, just, So some people are asking, how long will it take? I don't know, it depends on the business. But for us, it takes us 2 rents. So that's 2 years. There are some places that you know within a year they can. You will use your own discretion and know if you're going to be able to get your money back. Okay? We looked at it that there's no way we can recoup here. Like let's assume you're already charging 800 for an item in a certain place, or 1,000. And here you're already leaving it at 300 naira, and still they're struggling. And that takes me to something: quality and price. How do I mean? There are places that you think if I reduce price for these people, more customers will come. Don't do that. Don't lower your prices. Don't lower your charges. If at all you're going to lower your charges, lower it to appreciated customers, to show them that you appreciate them. You tell them, okay, December is coming, I'm doing a promo to show you, for you, I'm going to give you discount to show appreciation to you that we appreciate what you're doing, that you've been with us for all these years. We have some customers that have been with us for 15 years. We have some customers that have been with us for 12 years. We have some that have been with us for 10, 8, and that way. So what matters is sometimes we are obsessed about having more customers without satisfying those we already have. Some say a bird in one hand is worth 10 in the bush. That's very true. It takes a lot of energy, effort, and cost to retain a cost, to get a customer. It's called customer acquisition. So when you're able to acquire one customer, do everything jealously to get that customer, to satisfy that customer, and give the customer best. So I hope I'm able to talk to break it down a bit. Those of you that wanted to know about scaling, I repeat again, scaling is like when a woman is having a baby. First child, second child, third child. And not everybody has twins at the same time. So the same template that worked for you for one, as long as it's working, that's what you're seeing what all the big brands are doing. For example, there's a pharmacy that I've been following, and they are in the corners of everywhere in the country. And from looking at it, they have about 108 branches in the country. It's still the same principle of scaling. They dedicate an amount every month from their business towards growth. You must. And there are two kinds of growth. Is it the outlet acquisition, or is it the equipment? So I hope I was able to explain a bit. Please, if you have questions, you can ask me. You can leave a comment below, a topic you want us to talk about. We're still learning this thing, so I'm not able to cover everything, but we're going to keep striving to give you more. Okay? So some people left question. Next time we're going to talk about customer acquisition and retention. Another person talked about books. How do you balance the books? The hierarchy of your business. Like I said, you have the manager, the general manager, head of department, of the laundry department, the pressing department, quality control, the shop. So we're going to talk about these things. For those of you that want more questions, those of you from Cameroon, thank you. I saw that from Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa. We've been doing this. We're here to learn from each other. If you think you have an idea that you think you want to share that we can learn from you, leave a comment or share down below. And we have a WhatsApp group of elite laundry people. You can leave your number down, and when we see it, we'll reach out, we'll add you in the group, whereby we share ideas from time to time, whereby some of them bring their own ideas as well, and we all share this on how we can grow. Thank you. You can share this with anybody. It's business and laundry, but our principles is about business. Maybe as the business goes, as the page goes on, we'll talk about other business, how we're able to diversify into other projects that we're doing from the main source of this. Like we always say, no matter what you do, if something is giving you 50,000, it can give you 100,000. If something is giving you 100,000, ask yourself, how can it give me 200? If it's giving you 200, how can it give you 1 million? If it's giving you 1 million, your question on your lips should be, how can it give you 2 million? So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you some other time. Have a nice day and welcome to Business and Life.